on here. One more try. I got my, well, wait till the picture comes in. Okay, now I'm gonna check my sound. Okay, I decided that the camera that you can see from the back of my head with is I forgot to switch. Let me go ahead and switch to the wireless mic, and I can turn the wireless mic, and I can turn. Okay, now wireless mic's working again. The camera one is pointing at the monitor, so I can show the BIOS of the server is working again. I decided that this camera here, the new Electronics security camera that I'm using in here, since I haven't got it put up yet outside, I put it on the Wi-Fi, and I thought, well, is it using up all the bandwidth? And I thought, no, my streaming was fine and everything else, and I thought, oh, these things have strong broadcasters radio, for strong broadcasting radios, and so I think maybe it just walked over my phones and being so close to them, because I've been using it on the wired, lately. And so I put it, I shut it down, put it back on the wired Ethernet connection, and then turned it back on. Now everything's fine. So the only thing is, if you play it too long either it gets its cache filled up, or the computer can't stand playing the player that long. Because yesterday, after I used it a lot yesterday, but it did freeze up after a while. I don't know how long I'd been on it, but on this view like this, but I was wanting to show the server and so I could show what all I was doing. But what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and close this, because what I want to show is the server. The back's fine, it shows you when it comes on and all that stuff, and mostly if I'm going to be checking anything, it'll be in the back. and then I will now I can go ahead and switch over, make sure that camera's still working. Go ahead and switch over to the server, and I've got my preview still going, and so I know my stream is live and everything's working there. Switch my KVM over to the server, switch the monitor to receive the video from the server over the HDMI cable to the DV with an adapter to the DVI input on my monitor. Okay, it's going to be black until I've booted up. Usually I would be able to reach this without getting up if it wasn't for the way I've got it, so that you can see the back of the server. I got it so far away. But I think I'll be okay now. First I was like, what the heck is going on? So this is the third time's a charm, you think? This is the third stream I've started today. Well, I've done two already, and this third one on this I've started, and then had trouble and had one of my main camera to show what's going on the BIOS wasn't working. Yeah, with it, like, as long as I can play my preview and my YouTube preview long enough, my live stream preview to show what's going on to make sure everything's working. And then when it gets to, what I hit F9, when it starts to post and gets to the point where I can hit F9, I'll hit F9, get back in the BIOS, and see what the settings are. They could have got changed automatically somehow when I put that card in there. I don't know if some computer PC BIOS do that. This is my first server, so I've been watching videos on servers for about 3 years, I think, now, and reading on it some. But I've been reading the manual for this one some. I read it a lot, quite a bit of it when I first got it. Kept trying to learn how to set up ILO, because that way I could show all what I'm doing. Remotely connect to the ILO, the remote control. What is it called? Integrated Lights Out's what it stands for. I could show it in a desktop video instead of having to point my camera at the monitor, but I could never get that to connect. But the screen is different ever since I put the boot screen's got more stuff in it. It doesn't have all those flashy colors anymore. So I wonder if it caused it to go into some other fallback mode, maybe, you know, because it doesn't know what to do with that video card, and I need to go in there and tell it what to do with it. All I did so far is go into the BIOS and say make it first. Make the video card first and the onboard VGA second. And that works fine. No problems there. I don't guess. I do have them both plugged in again. I don't think that would cause a problem though. Okay, now we're in BIOS. Let's see. Power, system options. Let's see what that is. Embedded NICs, advanced memory. I think I can stop my... Yeah, I see it now. Okay, now we're in BIOS. So now, before my laptop gets overwhelmed, I'm going to close that preview. Hope that it keeps working here. Serial ports, embedded NICs, advanced memory protection, USB options, processor options, num lock on power state. Okay. Power management. High HP power profile. High power regulator. Redundant power supply mode. Advanced power management options. You know, that is changed, I think. I think it was on redundant power supply, but this is the power supply. But let's look in the advanced. Intel QPI link power management, minimum processor idle power state, maximum memory bus frequency. Kind of like overclocking, isn't it? Memory interleaving, PCI Express Generation 2.0 support. Oh. And then dynamic power savings. Well, I know this is probably, I forgot what it is. I'm probably past 2.0 though, because this was made in 2010. But that might have some difference right there. Dynamic power savings mode response, collaborative power control. That's what I was thinking might make both power supplies work together if it needs more than what one can put out. Turbo boost optimization. I'm going to put it in the generation 2.0. Warning, not all PC Express devices will function properly if the PCI Express speed is forced to PCIe generation 2. Please consult documentation for all expansion cards before changing this option. Of course, back then that would be a big deal, but well, I'm not going to change that just yet. Oh, auto. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to force it. It was on auto. I see now down at the very bottom there's a little blue thing that says auto. And so that's fine. It should see that it's not a 1, it's a 2, and then this is probably a 4 or a 5 or whatever. I don't know. So, and I'm not going to mess with that collaborative. Well, maybe I should. Maybe the one power supply by itself is heating up so much that the fans are blowing that hard too. Well, it happens the instant I turn it on though. Let's don't change anything in there yet. It was on HP balanced, dynamic power saving mode, balanced power and performance. Okay, yeah, the blue, I didn't realize this, but there's more to it than just what you see in the gray. Down at the bottom, there's a blue thing that pops up every time you change. Dynamic power saving mode. No, I don't want that. That would probably throttle down the CPUs. Balanced and power and performance. Redundant power supply mode. Oh yeah, and it says balanced. Oh, then you can do high efficiency, auto, high efficiency mode, old supply standby, high efficiency mode, even supply. Oh, odd supply. Well, I have even supplies. Standby. Wow, there's something in some more in every one of these things. Balanced power and performance, minimum power usage, maximum performance, custom. Well, I'm going to leave it on balance because I don't want it to get even louder. Okay, and then power regulator. Certain processors support only one power state and will always operate at their initialized frequency no matter what the regulator mode is set to. HP dynamic power savings mode. Oh, okay. HP low power mode. HP static high performance mode. OS control mode. I wonder if that would be better once I got into Fedora. If that would probably allow the drivers for the video card to, you know, help with it not. It would probably not get so fat, you know, burn so hard and fast. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I won't remember what I've changed once I come out of here. I changed a bunch of things, so. Well, I'm making a video though. I can go back and watch it. Okay. I don't want to go straight to high performance. I think it'll just it's already, you know, running real hard and loud. Static power mode. I don't exactly. Oh, dynamic power savings mode. That's what. Oh, they all say dynamic power savings at the bottom. OS control mode. I mean, I don't have any. Well, let's see. Just the basic stuff in Fedora. I haven't ever got into trying to use any software overclocking or anything like that. Other than, let's see, one time I did with the video card. I had some software for a video card I had, but I downloaded the proprietary software drivers for a video card in Linux, and it was an AMD card too. But other than that, let's see. I'm thinking maybe that's the thing I want, because maybe it'll quieten down once I boot it up. Maybe Fedora will go ahead and, you know, regulate it, because what it's just running full blast from the moment you turn it on, so it's not being regulated. You know, it's just going full blast because it doesn't know what to do. I've learned that from watching Morton's videos, but he never went into any big details that I remember of going through BIOS. He'd do it and do it real quick sometimes, but he didn't like to explain it. So I'm going to say OS control, because that really was what I was thinking yesterday. I was thinking HP custom maximum performance. Oh, I see. If you change it to that must have put it in custom when I did that. Let's see. Yeah, no, let's see. No, it's that one. Oh, okay. No, it stayed there. Oops. The wrong thing. Maximum performance, minimum power usage, balanced power and performance. I'm going to leave it on that for now. And that one, that's the one that says watch out. Oh, I see. OS control mode. Certain processors support only one power state and will always operate at their initial frequency no matter what. Okay, no matter what power regulator is set to. Oh, so this is more about the. Well, one of the big things about this section, this one I'm in right now, is dynamic power saving, static high performance. I'm going to put it back into OS control and see. And that made it go to custom up there. Okay. Redundant power supply mode. Balanced, high efficiency, auto. High efficiency, yeah, okay. High efficiency mode, auto. High efficiency. Odd supply standby. High efficiency mode, even supply standby. Okay. And then there's auto. It's imbalanced, which sounds like what I would want. Well, let's put it in auto because it is making a bunch of noise. Yeah, OS control mode, auto. We'll see. Advanced power management. Okay. Intel link, QPI link. I don't know what that is. Minimum processor. idle power state, maximum memory bus frequency, memory interleaving, PCI Express, oh yeah, 2.0, dynamic power savings mode, collaborative power mode, turbo boost. Okay. Collaborative power control. Oh, is there going to be more come up? Oh, minimum processor C6, minimum processor brush auto, memory interleaving, full interleaving. Yeah, I don't want to change these to anything other than auto because I wouldn't know what to do. The PCI Express is on auto. Dynamic power savings, mode response, fast, collaborative power control, auto. I see, each one of these are separate things to set. And optimization for performance. Okay. C6 state, something I see in regular PC BIOS is usually the default, and I don't mess with it because I really don't know what it is. I thought it was about waking from sleep, though. It's, okay, I'm going to leave that alone. High efficiency mode, auto. High efficiency. Oh. That'll probably throttle down the... I don't want to throttle down the CPUs or anything like that. Efficiency. It's usually wiser to change one thing at a time, but it takes longer to reboot this. I was wanting to kind of try. I was wanting to try everything that sounded good to me, you know, but you might screw it all up. Okay, dynamic power saving, static. Okay. That's on custom. I'm going to put it on auto because you got to do something to try to get it to quiet down. Boot order, CD-ROM, floppy, USB, hard drive, PCI embedded. RAID card. Yeah, it's HP NC382i, PCIe, DP multifunction, 1 GB adapter, port 1. Boot control order, PCI enabled, HP Smart Array. Oh, that's the P410i. I thought that sounded. Control 1, embedded, PCI embedded. This other thing is embedded HP, PCI embedded HP NC382i, PCIe, DP multifunctional 1 GB adapter port. Oh, I guess it's a PCI port. Yeah, well, Morton was putting one of the videos I watched the other day was putting a PCI card in there that you could put a NAND flash drive, and it had 2 different kinds of flash memory drives, and they both worked. He thought that he likes fast, you know, drives, and he thought that'd be cool. He was putting it in a IBM older than, or Lenovo maybe, you know, well, maybe not quite so old it was an IBM, but I always forget to say Lenovo. I still think them was IBMs, but he always says both to make sure that he likes IBM, and he likes Lenovo, but he always says Lenovo/IBM. Anyway, it was older than this machine, and it did work. So, boot control order, yes. Date and time. I don't remember the date. See, probably look up here at the laptop and see if it's anywhere close. 7/3. Yeah, I can't really read it. It's so small. 1650. Well, I don't know military time, so I think it set its own time. I think I already figured it out once. Server availability. Enabled ASR. I don't even know what that is. ASR timeout. 10 minutes. Thermal shutdown enabled. Wake on LAN enabled. Post F1 prompt delayed. Enabled. F1. Power button enabled. Yes. Automatic power on. Disabled. Oh! I didn't mean to get out of there yet. Power on delay. No delay. Okay. Host F1 prompt delayed. I don't know exactly what that's about yet. Wait. Changes the down at the bottom. It just says changes configuration selection. So I'm going to leave it on that. Yeah. Server security. Set power on password. Okay. Network server mode. What is that? Disable. It's disabled. Okay. I don't really know. That's about security though. Not about being a server. You know, being able to. I just certainly don't want it turned off to where it can't serve things up on my. I don't know that whether I'm going to put it up, put my website on it and all that stuff, because then it has to run all the time. It's going to have to not be making me too hot and not be making too much noise. BIOS serial console and EMS. BIOS serial port auto. BIOS are disabled. Oh, okay. Don't mess with those. Oh, serial. Yeah, okay. Baud rate 9600. Well, I'm gonna leave that alone. EMS console. EMS configuring have changed. CF1 help text for RBSU users guide for more information. Huh. RBSU, that, I forgot what it stands for, but that's got to do with the ILO, I think. Because they haven't been able to get in there. Disabled. EMS console. Maybe you have to set it to a COM, but that'd be serial. That's still talking about serial. BIOS interface mode, auto, command line. Okay, I don't want that. I'd be lost. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it alone, that's for sure. Disabled. EMS console, RBSU. I cannot remember what RBSU is for sure. Wait a minute. I think I've got it on my notes. Oops. Yeah, EMS configuration have changed. F1 help text for RBSU. F1. Well, that just brought up that next menu. Okay. I think I wrote down on my sticky notes what RBSU is. I remember going through all that stuff and trying to get all figured out what each one of those acronyms means. You know, writing the notes on it. There it is, RBSU. F9 goes to BIOS or RBSU. Control S for ILO. But you can also get straight into ILO, I think, by hitting F8 when you boot. No, not ILO. Let's see. The boot devices, MVR, SCSI, F8 RAID. F8 goes to RAID, ACU. RAID is ACU. RBSU, I think BIOS is RBSU. Yeah, that's RBSU is BIOS. Okay. So what is it? Okay. I really don't understand that. It says it's changed. Well, I didn't change it. And I don't want to have... Well, now, maybe that's why I can't get in the... No. I don't think you might need to set a serial port and then it's actually porting it over to the network, you know. I really don't know. So I'm gonna... But that is definitely, those top tier are real serial ports. There's a serial port on the thing. Server asset text. Server info text. Okay, it's got a big long number. Oh, server name. Oh, I think you can type that stuff in there. Oh, well, I see the top one has been filled in with a long number. Look, the rest are all blank. Administrator, nothing in that. Contact text. Oh, okay. Yeah, these are things you can custom post message. Ah. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do that yet, but I might put something in there for myself that I can get a kick out of. Let's see. Yeah, BIOS, serial, console, and EMS. Okay. BIOS, serial, EMS. Okay, this is EMS. I don't remember what EMS is, but it is disabled. It might have something that could actually be why. I can't get into the. I don't think so, but I'm gonna tackle one thing at a time. Server asset text. I already did that. Advanced options. System ROM options. LOM loading. Load embedded devices first. MPS table mode. Full table APIC. ROM selection. Use current ROM. NMI debug button enabled. Virtual install disk enabled. PCI bus. Now that I think maybe is virtual install disk might be controls the virtual install disk. The virtual install disk may contain drivers specific to this server that are no issues during installation. Oh, okay. Well, it's not booting from an ISO then. That's what I was thinking it might be. PCI bus padding enabled. Power on logo enable. Hide option ROM messages enabled. That is the thing I think I want that. I think that's the thing that'll turn all the rest of the instructions on while it's booting. I'm going to turn that on. That might help me. Pretty sure. That's what that is. Video options. Okay, yeah. Video card first. Embedded second. That's what I did yesterday. Thermal configuration. That's actually more what I was. Optimal cooling, increased cooling. Huh. Was increased more than optimal? Or is it, yeah, that could be even, I would say increased cooling might be even more than optimal. So that's, I guess, it for the fan settings. Okay. Service options. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Serial number. Product ID, those are in there. Advanced performance tuning options. HW prefetcher enabled. Adjacent sector prefetcher enabled. DCE prefetcher enabled. Data reuse enabled. Node interleaving disabled. QPI bandwidth optimization RTID balanced. Warning, changing this setting from the balanced option can have a negative impact on system performance. The overwhelming majority of performance benchmark shows that the balanced setting is the optimized setting for most conventional applications. Selecting the optimized or memory will have negative impacts for memory. Selecting the optimized for memory will have negative impacts to I/O performance, storage, network, etc. And selecting the optimized for I/O could give negative impact on memory performance. Let's don't select anything. Okay. We want balanced. Yes. Optimized for. Oops. Optimized for. I'm getting myself confused now. It was all the way down here on this one. Optimized for I/O, optimized for memory. What did it say was the warning? It says selecting optimized for memory will have negative impacts to I/O performance, storage, network, etc. Selecting the optimized for I/O could have negative impact on memory performance. And it says optimized. But when I hit enter, I can't change it. It doesn't let you change it unless you hit Optimize for IO 321640. Yeah, plus and minus don't do it. The arrow keys don't do it. I don't know. Oh, maybe balance presets those. That's all else I can figure. Oops. Maybe you've got to know how to change that because it's such a dangerous thing to change. Maybe it's some special. I don't want to change it. I just want to make sure I hadn't screwed it up. Drive write cache. Warning: enabling drive write cache may result in data loss or data corruption if the unaccepted power loss. Right. Okay. So it says enabling it. Yeah, so we don't want to enable it, and it's already disabled. Okay. Asset tag protection. Choosing lock option will lock protect the asset tag. The asset tag will not be erased if default system settings are restored. It's unlocked. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to leave it alone. I have learned the hard way with PC BIOS, much less my first server. You know, if you start just changing things because you think it sounds good, you're liable to screw it up completely. Get to where you can't even get back in there. Restore default system settings. Yeah, we won't go there. Restore setting, erase boot disk. User default options. Save user defaults. Erase user defaults. Well, I'm not done yet, so. Utility, language. No, I don't want to change the language. I don't want. That's one that I've done in software before. And you get into German or some crazy thing like that, and you can't hardly ever get back to the settings again because you don't know what anything says. Let's see. System, restore, user default options, save, no cancel. I'm going to save whatever I've got right now, I guess. That would be good. It saved it somewhere. And I forgot how you get over there to, let's see, enter a view mode system default options. Oh, tab. I think it's tab. Yeah, tab tells me more MAC addresses of NICs and stuff. Yeah, all the NICs. And then the basic product information, the BIOS date, and all that stuff. It's from 2010. And power management controller, memory, processors. Okay. So what I changed, enabled serial port, virtual serial port. I didn't see that. Okay, it is disabled. COM1. Okay. And virtual serial port is COM2. Okay. But ignite 1 network boot disabled, 2, 3, 4. They might get enabled back automatically if you plug into them. And I don't mind the network boot. Well, I mean, it would be kind of no. When enabling network boot support for an embedded NIC, the NIC will not show up in the standard boot order uphill until the next reboot. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to leave it like it is. I could disable it just so it doesn't go to that. But sometimes it actually helps you. You're like, gives you time to figure out what to do when things didn't work. So I'm going to leave it alone. Apply advanced memory protection. Advanced EEC support. Online spare with advanced EECC support. Oh, I don't think that means like on the internet. Mirrored memory with advanced EECC support. Online to machines means that it's up and working. Available. Lockstep mode with advanced. Now, I don't know anything about any of that. USB options, USB control, embedded, USB. Disabling the USB support will disable ILO and virtual devices. This includes virtual CD floppy keyboards. But we don't want to do that. It is enabled. Okay. Legacy. external USB ports disabled. Okay, we just want enable 2.0 enabled. Remove flash media boot, removable flash media boot sequence. Oh, there we go. I hit the wrong thing or something. External drive keys first. Internal SD card first. Internal drive keys first. Well, that's why it's working good, so I won't mess with that. If I decide to use that's good to know though. If I decide to use a SD card or a USB stick to boot from, instead of the hard drives, then I will have to swap that. Okay, yeah. Okay, processor options. No execute memory protection enabled. Virtualization technology enabled. Intel hyperthreading, I knew that was working, enabled. Processor core disabled, all cores enabled, there we go. Intel R turbo boost technology enabled. Intel RVT enabled. Numlock on power state on. Now, my power profile is custom because I changed it to OS control mode. Let me see what I'm getting. Whoops. A certain processors support only one power state and will always operate at their initialized frequency, no matter the power regulator mode is selected. Oh, okay. And I put it on OS control, static low power, static high performance, and dynamic power savings mode. That's where it was, I believe, in dynamic power savings. I'm going to leave it on that OS. I don't think that's going to quieten it down now. High efficiency, and I put the redundant power supply high efficiency auto instead of, no? Did I? Yeah, I think I did. Because it was unbalanced, I think. Actually, it seems like balanced would be the one that would allow them to both work if they need to. Now that I keep looking at it. I'm going to put it on auto though, because sometimes auto will stop those crazy bad things from happening. Okay. And so now escape and then hit F10 to confirm, and it shows the RAID controller F10. Well, it's still just coming up loud. Before it would boot up and not be hardly loud, and then it would ramp up for a little bit. I think that's when it's checking how it should do the fans, what it needs, and then it would get quiet and stay quiet. But ever since I put the video card in, it's just loud from the get-go. Gonna have to resort to reading the manual, I guess. Yeah, I don't think it's done a thing. Well, let's wait though. This time I'm going to boot it into Fedora and see if that changes, because that's what I did. I said OS control, so. Yeah, it gets a little louder, but I think it'll settle down a little bit. Back to that. Well, I don't know. It may change after me changing stuff. Oh yeah, I don't have to hit a F anything. I just want it to boot into Fedora. I just have to, when it gets to the Fedora boot screen, then I'll have to select that I want to boot Fedora. Oh yeah, I have to pick the backup. No, I don't have to pick up the backup graphics mode, and I've got the video card in there. Oh, and it may have a whole lot longer boot time too, because I did turn on that. Turn on the full boot mode, I believe, the full boot output. You know, I turned off the. Oh, it may have a whole lot longer boot time. Yeah, let's see. See if we get a bunch more stuff here. But we're getting more time to read it. 78 degrees inside of it right now. It's cooling good. It's 81.5 here in the room. The controller. It's got 1024 megabyte on it. The Smart Array P410i. The RAID card. Somebody called that fake RAID. I was talking to, and I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about, and then he explained it real quick, but I didn't know what he. I know what it is. I've seen. Okay, here we are. It's just a little. Instead of being a PCI card, it is a PCI card, but it's got its own little special PCI slot, and you can take it out, and put a different one in there, and all kinds of stuff. But it's got a gig of memory, so if the power went out on you and there was things being written, it would save that stuff in that 1024 megabyte, that gig of RAID memory. So anyway, I'm gonna hit enter so this thing will boot. Yeah, if this thing quieted down once it's booted up, I'd be happy. But I'm kind of afraid nothing's going to change. Okay, now we're in the Fedora boot screen, boot command line. See, the letters I could read, and then the video card got itself set up, and now it's tiny and I can't read it. But that's good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Before it was at like a default low resolution, setting. There we go. It's still just as loud as ever. But I'm going to look in the power settings and stuff. There's really not anything in here to set that could help with the fans being loud. In Fedora, I know that. I've been using it all these years. The only way you'd have something like that is maybe if I installed the proprietary driver for the card, and it had something that I could change to help the card not, like maybe the card could be running full blast. It could be what's making the noise. I don't think so though. It sounds too in unison like. Well, I mean there are two fans on that card, but it sounds to me like, I don't know. It couldn't. It might be I need to get my. I might get my oscilloscope, my endoscope over there, and look at those fans while they're spinning, and see if they look like they're going 100 million miles an hour. I don't know if I can tell, but I'll try it. I guess if I took the lid off, I might be able to tell a little more, because I have seen what those other fans look like. The computer fans look like, how fast they look like they were spinning. Took me so long to get started, and I'm already getting too tired to go for much longer, since I've been up all night and been messing around with this stuff for hours now. Startup applications. I thought it said options. Yeah, power management, which is only the, going to sleep and all that stuff. The put the computer to sleep, it was defaulted to never, and that's what I want, and I don't want the monitor going to sleep on me either. I hate that. And then power button asks me Suspend button, suspend, but I don't think there is a suspend button. Could be, unless it's on my keyboard. There is a suspend button on my keyboard. I haven't hit it. This is one of the old multimedia keyboards with customizable buttons. Yeah, standby. There's a standby button. I've hit that before on accident. Over the years, I learned to keep my fingers away from that because back in the Windows days, it would go to sleep and didn't want to wake up and force me to have to hard shut down the computer to get it and reboot it. You know, I didn't like that at all. I was using the buttons, and I would try to, you start thinking you know where they are, and you just can't read the words. Well, probably couldn't even hardly read the words way back then. But anyway, I would press. I had customized buttons, and like shortcut 1, shortcut 2. Then there's one that's an HP button, then there's a help, and then there's standby. And I would get confused about which one was which, and I'd hit the wrong one. I set up. It was kind of cool, but I'd set up some of those customizable ones to open my email app and, stuff like that. Fine print. Some of them actually work in Fedora, fax, shopping, entertainment. Those all, open up Internet Explorer to a certain page. Finance, connect. Well, you could put the page you wanted. Connect. That would turn that was cool. It would dial you into the internet. Search, people, email. And then the multimedia buttons, fast forward, play, pause, stop. They work in some applications and not in others. Mute, it pretty well works all the time. And the volume knob is a real knob that you twist. I've always liked that. It's real quick and easy to grab and turn it up or turn it down. But the ones on the left side are the ones that were dangerous because you could accidentally put the thing to sleep and it would just stick. It may work still. I think I know one thing in VLC, the pause, the play button won't work. If it's a DVD, it will. I think in Fedora. And on YouTube, I tried it today, and it wouldn't do anything because the thing, my computer got overwhelmed while I was watching my own video, and it got overwhelmed. It wouldn't respond. The mouse went away. I couldn't see it, and it wouldn't come back. And the only thing I could do is hit the tab and stuff. And I went off in the other room, came back, and finally, I was hitting finally I hit Control Alt Tab or something like that. And anyway, finally it started responding, and the mouse came back, and so I rebooted it. But I didn't want to hard shut it down, so I kind of waited. Got aggravated. But let's see what else. It could be the fans in that card. I want to see if I can figure that out. That's the first thought I had, and then I thought, well, they wouldn't be that loud. I thought, well, maybe I'll take them out because I think they're just like plug and play. You can just plug and unplug them. There's instructions that came with it on the cards that came with it how to take them out. I don't think I would. I think it would overheat if I left them out though. Might not. Powerful as those fans are in that thing, but. If I can't figure out any other way to quieten it down, and I think that's what's doing it, then I try it for a little while and monitor the temperatures. Let's see. I just thought of how I could monitor the temperature. I could get that outdoor thermometer sensor and bring it in from the window and stick it in there and see what the temperature is. It's wired. Just make sure I don't get it near a fan or anything. Long wire. Huh. I've been wishing I could do something like that before I ever got this, I've had that for a long time. I don't know how old it is. My mom had it in her room for years, and then she lost it. What had happened is that I found it one day by accident. It had fell out of the window, and it was down on the floor behind her bedside table. And then she said, I don't remember that. And I said, you don't want it? Because I thought it was cool. She said, no, I don't want it. So I took it, brought it in here, and I've been using it ever since. Okay, it's been a year or two since I got it. Yes, I'm getting. You can always tell when I really start rambling. I'm really tired. Okay. I thought there was two things that had to do with, you know, all I can see. Oh, displays. Yeah. I guess that's that. Power management and displays. That's all there is. There's nothing to do with. There's nothing to tell you the temperature, and even the one for that'll show the power usage and all that. I guess it's in here. It's not working unless it's not showing anything unless I don't turn that screensaver off before. Oh, and the lock screen. Yeah. I'm used to doing that once and then leaving it alone, I mean, and knowing that it's done, but this is a live system, so it's going to have to be reset every time. Displays, 1920 by 1080. That's as high as you can go. That may be as high as you can go on a HDMI cable. I don't know. I thought of that later after I quit, working on it. I know the monitor will go up a little higher than that, but I've tried it on VGA. Well, I might have been on the DVI cable, because I used to use the DVI cable. On the other computer, it had the DVI on the video card. And I was thinking I'd probably do that on this one, but I can't get to it unless I do some cutting on the case, and I don't want to do that unless I just really think I got to have it. Yeah, the power. So I'm gonna just see that the internet's still working and everything like it did yesterday. Then I think I'm gonna get that endoscope and take it over there and try to. It's got a light, and of course it's made to be it's a close-up camera, so I might be able to shine that light on those fan blades and get, shine the light on what's going on in there. But, yep, it's working fast. Some pages don't come in as fast. Some pages come in faster than others on this Mozilla. That's just what opened up with it, so I just tried it out. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to let it run like that and see if I can get that endoscope in there. So I'll have to switch back to my computer so that I can switch to the endoscope here in a minute. I guess first I could just open the door. It's hot air coming out of there. I think I'll get the endoscope first. The tone just seems a little different than when it was loud before. I put that card in there. Starting to wonder if it actually is the video card fans just going full blast, because the server doesn't have anything in it to control video cards fans. But I hadn't thought about that. I just knew that it is made to take a video card, work with a video card, but that was old video cards from the olden days that maybe didn't have the same fans with this kind of need for control. I mean, could be a different, like there used to be 2-pin fans and 3-pin fans and now 4-pin fans. So I think I'll do it like that. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can point that in there without, bending the cable around. I mean, you can bend it. It's a stiff cable and it's made to bend, but you don't want to bend it too sharp or anything. So think I'm going to go to just straight to, oh, it changes tone. Straight to the endoscope so that I can get some of that light turned on too. Yeah. I'll just go straight to it so that we can see the full. Doesn't look like it's going super fast to me. Kind of hard to tell, isn't it? I can just leave it laying there. Yeah, I need one of those RPM meters, don't I? I don't know. I don't know how. Let's do that, and I'll open the lid and we'll look at the onboard fans and woo! I don't want to stick the fan in there. Remember? Okay, look at those onboard fans up close and personal. Oh, it could be the power supply fans too. They could be the ones making the noise. I mean, that is something well, they weren't noisy before. I wrapped my cable around the rack to keep it from hitting the camera. Yeah, I think I bumped into the camera just now doing that. And it's so easy to move. I need to try to find a way to stop it from being that easy to move. So anyway, I got them routed the other way now. This cable is an unruly thing. It's so little I can't really see it. Oh, there we go. I don't know that they're necessarily, now that I have it open, going in some full blast mode. Really hard to tell. Yeah, I do think that they're running fast enough to make that noise. I think it seems to me that particular sound is coming from them. Particular loud fan noise. That tone, you know. Let's see about these now. I can't see. For me to hold that there, I can't look up. There's the fan. Let's go the other one. Yeah, anyway, they're all the fans are working. I know that. I can't see the back one on the I don't think. I don't want to accidentally stick it in there and have it hit the fan. I don't think you can see the fan from that side. I think you can only see them from underneath. Either that or it's moving so fast. Maybe that it's moving so fast.
I think you can see it. I think that's it. But it's... Oh yeah, now that I got the lid off, that whiny sound is coming from the computer's fans. Let me put this back. Oh well, it's not going to be in the picture. I can just leave it there until I'm done with it. I thought it would be in my picture of the... So I can just do that now. Actually, I could do this. I lost my whole train of thought. There we go. That way I can let you see what's going on here, what I'm talking about in a more complete way. A bigger view here. Let me check my preview's still going up there. Let me check my sound. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so when I'm gonna get in this thing is really easy to go nuts. Oops. I hung it on the USB cables that are plugged in the computer. Not a good thing to do. Okay, so yeah, I better put this over here where I keep it, because if I don't, I'm going to drag it, it's going to get a hold of me, and I'm going to do something happen that I won't like. No telling what. Put it back here out of the way. This is good for... I haven't even used it for what I really bought it for. I use it on this kind of stuff all the time. And I bought it to stick it in my engine to look at the pistons, and down in the intake to look and to make sure there's no nuts and screws fell in there or anything. I thought one might have fell off my carburetor, but it's a Holley carburetor, and I got to looking it up, and well, I think I saw a video about it, and then I went looking it up. They actually had problems with these two screws in the middle falling down in, coming loose and falling in the intake, so they quit putting them in, but they just still had the hose drill. But only at a certain point in time, and I bought my carburetor in '92. So I'm not sure. Yeah, that doesn't have any of that whine to it. I mean, it's working good. Yeah, it's not all that... Yesterday I thought it was pretty hot, but I've had it running longer today, and it's just pretty warm, but, well, you can't leave your hand on it without some real discomfort. Well, I saw in it with the... I'm trying to look in there. But yeah, that's not... those power supplies aren't hot so hot like they were before. They were really, really hot yesterday. You couldn't put your hand on them hardly. I wonder if my changes that I did just now did something to help. Yeah, they just sound pretty normal. These in the front, they're the ones humming in unison. They're just going too fast for what it normally does. Unless this thing just puts enough heat into the case to cause them to... Well, they do it from the instant you turn it on, though. It was 70... Well, I remember once it was 78 degrees. I don't remember. Yesterday I know it was 74 and stuff, or day before, whenever it was, before I put the car down. But you know, this didn't have time to heat up, and they do it from the get-go, the instant you turn it on. So from what I've seen on the videos, that happens when you put something in there that the BIOS doesn't know how to handle, and so to be safe, it happens with, like they say, it happens with some people say it happens with all non-HP branded hard drives, and Morton did a test and put a bunch of stuff in there and it didn't do it. And well, that was that one I was talking about yesterday. Yeah, it was set on low. You know, he had it. It was set on low power mode, and so in that mode it was not doing it, but it was also not putting out much because you know it wasn't using the full power of the CPU and everything. It was throttling down the CPU. But anyway, if you get some, that turns out there was somebody put some links in there, and somebody's done a study. They were a list of hard drives that aren't HP that will cause that problem with the fans doing this, and the ones that won't that they found. And so I don't know with the video cards. I can't remember if he ever. Of course, he was doing IBMs. He did one video with a G6, just like this one, but a year or two newer G6. This is G7. But he didn't put them in and turn them on. He just said, "Look, they'll fit," you know. So I don't know, but with his IBMs, he turned a lot of them on. I don't remember them. I really don't remember because it's been so long. That was some of the first videos I watched of his, and because that's what got me interested in his channel, because I want to learn how to do this. You know, I thought about it way back in the early 2000s, but I couldn't find anywhere where anybody successfully put video cards in a server. But now, by 2010, these were made for that, you know. But there's something, you know, about the BIOS it evidently, this is what they've said in the videos, is like with the hard drives, you put, and I'm just thinking probably it would happen with this, it has happened with this, is the BIOS doesn't know what to do with this, so it just turns the fans all the way up to protect the machine. So maybe, I know he's always talking about doing firmware upgrades, but a firmware upgrade from, you know, okay, this is built in 2010, what, maybe if you're lucky there's one in 2015 or something. This is made this year, so I don't know. I mean, it could be it could be a problem that I can't overcome in this server. I may have messed up getting such a new video card. I should have got an older one. It'd only been about 1 or 2 gigabytes, but they were so expensive. I just couldn't. This is 139 bucks. I couldn't remember. I thought it was 160, 179. That's what the regular price is. This was on sale. It was 139 bucks. That's why I said 8 gigabyte for 139 or 4 gigabyte for 130. You know, 125. So. I still, you know, might have hope of, since you can set it and let the operating system do it, I might have hope of being able to install something in Fedora that could do it, you know. Since it does have that option. That's good. That's a good thought to think on. Put this back on there. Because I don't know, it may not be louder this way, the other way, but yeah, it's louder. It comes out the top more when it's off. Then it comes all out the back. So it comes all out the front too. That noise comes out any direction it can. Doesn't go with the airflow. That's something interesting about acoustics and audio. Okay, so a little bag gets worked around, and then I'm sitting on the bag when I sit down. So let's review. What have we learned today? We have learned that thing is freaking loud.
with that video card in it. Okay, let's see. I have to go back over to the other. I'm going to turn it off so that I can hear myself think. That's about all I can stand listening to that, especially since I was already tired before I started. I knew there was, I had a clue whenever, oh no, I hit the reboot button instead of opening the browser. I don't know if I got it or not. It hasn't come up yet. I'll cancel it if it comes up. Hopefully. It comes up and says, what do you want to do? Shut down, reboot, and all that. So I just want to check my stream before I move on, make sure everything's working good. And of course I made myself forget what I was saying before I started doing that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that camera until I get it turned off, I guess. Come on, I'm trying to get to that. It won't land where it wants. That's what I was going to say. It was already making me feel really cranky. Of course, I was having trouble with everything, but it was making me feel really cranky to hear that sound the first time I turned it on today. And then I had to, and I sat there listening to it while I was having all that trouble. I don't know what I've done. There we go. But that's one reason why I went ahead and turned it off. Well, it was making it hotter and hotter in here too. It's 82.4 in here now. With the fan going, it's not killing me. That's good. Let's see, I'm going to shut it down. See what it looks like shutting down. But you know, this is Fedora 29, so I'm going to put Fedora 32 on it. So what maybe I'll do, I'm going to read in the manual some, see if I can find anything. I'll search through it. I mean, I got like 3 manuals for it. I got a user manual, a repair manual, and then I got an ILO manual. So, and what I do, there's so much in there. What I do is I always do that, but I search through them, use the search function, search in this document function, and try to figure out, try to find the things I'm looking for. Sometimes I do pretty good, and sometimes, you know, you may miss something because you didn't think of the right keyword to search for, you know. There you go. Quiet. You know, for some reason, you know, I got to switch the monitor on the monitor to the VGA. I used to be used to doing that because I had my main computer was on the DVI. But, well, I still always forgot for a second. But I'm not used to it at all. It's been 3 years at least. I don't know. Let's see if we can get you around and down. I don't know. I don't think I can do it without getting up. Not at all. It doesn't move up and down real easy. It moves side to side way too easy. Should be good enough. All right. Still have that. Now I can hear the fan on the floor. It's annoying when it's on high, but I have to have it on high to keep it from burning up. I didn't get to mic yet. The fan behind me, I can hear it now. It's annoying and loud, but it's nothing compared to that. But I have to have it. It's on high, and I have to keep it on high so I can stand to be in here with all this heat. Okay, so I turned it off, and the temperature went up a tenth of a degree. 82.5 now. It's 82.6. Probably just does that all the time. I'm not noticing it. It should go down. Last time when I turned it off, it only went down about, and it was off for 30 minutes or so, and it only went down about a half a degree. You see, it's okay. It's 12:45, almost 1 in the afternoon. It's just beginning to heat up outside, so it's 91 out there now, according to the Fort Worth weather. Let's see what time is it. Yeah, I can't use the outdoor 91.9. I can't use the outdoor thermometer in the mornings because the sun's shining on it and it's like 5 or 10 degrees out. Too warm, you know. That's to what it really is. But after about 1 or more, 12 to, yeah, 12, probably around noon on, I can, it's accurate. It's right out that window there on the side that the sun comes up on. All right, so, yeah, Fedora 32. Oh, I need that stick. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just go to the desktop. So I plugged in the USB stick, and it asks me, you know, what I want to do. I'm not gonna open it up and browse it or anything, because what I'm going to do is go ahead and write Fedora 32 mate desktop on here. You know, I was going to do that, and then I realized, oh, I got my USB in the scope. Well, I just unplugged it because I know I'm not going to use it anymore today. So I'm going to kind of wrap up and quit. I'm needing a break again. Let's see, I need Fedora Media Writer. Yeah, see it boot. Oh, this time the U3 system booted. It does that sometimes. It won't boot for a while, and then it starts working. That's the thing that's just got some Windows portable apps on there that I've never had any use for. But I've deleted that partition. You can delete it with every partition editor, but I deleted it with one. But then as soon as I reset the drive, unplug it, plug it back in, it came right back. It's really so it's got Fedora 29 mate on it. I'm going to put 32 on it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on the desktop. And yeah, as soon as I go away, it starts acting funky. This is the buggiest app, but it does work. But it's the only good, easy way to, I guess it's really the, there might be, well, you could do it in the command line, but it's the only GUI app I know of that can successfully burn or write. Burning was for CDs and DVDs back in the olden days. Successfully write Fedora ISOs and they have them boot right. There we go. So I want Fedora mate, compils. This is 32. Yeah. Okay, SanDisk cruiser pattern. I make darn sure because it's going to reformat everything. Don't want, you know, I have my 2 USB backup drives in here. Don't want to get them. So Fedora SanDisk, 2 gigabytes. This drive is not large enough. Oh, it didn't ask me. If it did, I didn't see it. I was thinking, yeah, I see it all went wonky where you can't read it. I may have to use part of Magic to clean it up. I'll try one more time. I think what happens is when you first open it up, it says, do you want to clean up this drive and make space on it? Let's see. Yeah, there it is. You inserted the SanDisk cruiser pattern. Now this is going to erase everything on it and reformat it, I think, to FAT32. Make sure it's not the wrong drive. And sometimes these apps will select the wrong one from the one, you know, might be your backup drive or something if you got a USB backup. So, do I want to they don't say reformat or anything what it's really doing. It says restore. Well, restore means put something back on it, you know. It says already contains a system. Do you want to restore to factory settings? That's the stupidest thing ever. The factory settings on the new drives are exFAT. It doesn't do that. I don't even remember. Oh, we'll see. I don't think it does FAT32. I think it just erases it. We'll see. Might do FAT32. But anyway, they try to make things easier and they just make it confusing because, you know, if you just learn this basic, simple stuff about how you know, file partitions and can't say my right words, NTFS, FAT32, EXT2, 3, and 4, you know, BTRFS. You kind of get the idea of what the basic, and it's, you know, like I said, exFAT, the ones that usually when you buy an SD card, a USB SD card or a USB stick, that's what they'll be formatted as. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut up, pay attention to what I'm doing and read. Okay, here we go. Restore. To claim all the space available on the drive, it has to be restored to its factory settings. The live system and live data will be deleted. Okay, at least it tells you that. You don't need to restore the drive if you want to write another live system to it. You do if you don't have enough space. Do you want to continue? Restore. Shouldn't take too long since now I'm on the system and not in my keyboard that's USB 1. Yeah, that was real quick. Okay, it unmounted it, and the U3 system's still mounted. I'm not gonna unplug it because I'm afraid that it is just erased and then it won't see it, and then I'll have to go use gparted to make it FAT32 so the system can see it. So I'm just gonna do it. Go continue on. In custom image. I don't know if it's erased or they made it FAT32. I'm not sure. But the thing is or if they didn't make it exFAT, I'm almost certain. But wait a minute. When you do that, you actually, usually the best rule of thumb is to reset the drive anytime you format it or anything. That could foul up my rights, so I'm going to do it. Eject, pull it out, put it back in. Reset. Of course, the hard drive, it's very important to do that. Okay, it looks like it did reformat it to FAT32 because it's reading it in the system. 2 GB volume and our U3 system mounted, and you know, it opened up the file manager right there. So now that I've gone on about it, I must confirm. Gparted. I must confirm what's what. Whoops. I think I got it right now. To use gparted, it's, you know, it can erase, format anything that you have, your hard drives, anything. So you need to put in your root password to be able to do that. Well, you need the root privileges to do those kind of operations. This is where you can really get in trouble. This is my my main hard drive. XT4 and LVM with Fedora on it. Don't want to do anything to that. This is my 8 terabyte backup drive. This is my NTFS 5 terabyte backup drive. That's the way it came, and I didn't change it. I wished I had. And this is, and the letters are all different depending on what all you have in there. You can't just say it's always dev SD this or SD that. FAT32, that's what it did. But it works fine. It works just well. So that's what it does, and I think it's fine to have it mounted. If it's not, I think it would unmount it if it didn't need it mounted. We'll see. Okay, custom image. Downloads. Compose. Okay, so would be writing. You do need to read what's in here. I've done this for so many years, I don't read stuff. I think I remember, and then I forget. See, because I started trying to do it, and then I had to go backwards. By writing, you will lose all of the data on the SanDisk Cruiser pattern. And you're going to put selected, Fedora make compose, SanDisk Cruiser pattern. Okay. Ready to write. This drive is not large enough. Maybe I remember that I usually just do it in gparted. Maybe me resetting it caused it to do that. Okay, let's unmount that partition. Drive is part of the device in use, device dev SDR1 is mounted. Probably this. Now I don't think it'll see it though. Oh, yeah. Custom image, mate, SanDisk cruiser pattern. Okay, it still sees it. We'll find out. Wait a minute. It's not big enough. You know why it's not big enough? Because it's only got, depending on which application you have it in, it's 1.8 to 1.9 gigabytes of free space on that SanDisk cruiser pattern. And I was talking about that the other day, and I forgot, or yesterday, or whenever it was. I've ran into this before. This is in here. This must be a pretty accurate one, Crusader, what it tells you the file size is. Well, it says it's 1.9. I was looking at it, and I think on the Fedora side it says it's 2 gigabytes. Yeah, it does. On the Fedora size, so I imagine it really is 2 gigabytes, and it's showing 1.9 in here. But on the Fedora side it said 2 gigabytes, and I'm just under. I'm just that close. That's why I don't like that little extra partition on there. I think it would, without it, it would be 2 gigabytes, and I wouldn't be stopped. Of course, let's see. There's other ways to do it, of course. I was starting to say, well, if I erase it, get that FAT32 off of there, then it would fit. But I don't think that's the case, because I've ran into this before. I just remembered, I think on Fedora 29. No, it fit. I could just take that, delete that partition, and it might fit, but I don't know. It might just not be able to recognize it then. Can't remember. I've done it for all these years, and I can't remember. The other thing I could do is use one of these 128 gigabyte SD cards I have in an SD card to USB adapter, because I don't have an SD card slot on this machine. But when I did that before, and I put it in the SD card slot, well, yeah, I put it in the SD card slot inside the server, and it ran, but it ran kind of funky. But my point with this, I want to try it out live, but I want to install from it. Well, I can install from that. Actually, I'll probably install from the net install. So let me grab, they're right here. What is that behind that? Oh, there's those. I was wondering about my USB sound cards and if they would work good in the server. They're both sitting right there. They were under that. I kind of looked. I thought they were up there somewhere. I didn't see them the other day. But that's not what I'm up to right now, so I'm not going to fiddle with that. Okay. Yeah, cover them back up and then forget where they are again. Okay, so I have brand new SD cards with a micro SD card with an adapter. Nice little case. I've got one of them in this camera. It's been working fine, and I never have completely filled it up, so I can't say 100%. They were like $12. They're a lot cheaper than SanDisk and all those others. But and they had mixed reviews. You know, they had 4 stars or more, but there were some people saying they were fake. But I don't know if it's same brand, different sellers, or if it's just that. You know, you see that. I don't care what brand it is. I saw that on SanDisk. I saw it on every brand. You can't get that. Oh, you can't get it open when you try to open it on the wrong side. So I finally decided, why pay more when it's the same risk, you know. Instead of paying $12, I'd have paid $19 to $25, you know, even on sale. So for the 128. So I put this in this adapter that came with it. There we go. And then, if I can reach it, probably been sitting there forever. Well, actually, I had it out. I said, this is probably, I didn't realize I was getting away from my mic. I've been on that wireless for hours, and so I'm forgetting to stay by the mic. This is my little kit. Yeah, these are the ones that, the adapters. That's a little, well, here's one by itself. They're good SD cards. They're in my phones, but that little adapter, got two of those with the, they're pretty handy with the, it's strontium, 64 gigabyte that I put in my phones. But this one died and quit working, and that one, the plastic broke, and it'll let you put it in upside down, and I've been just being careful with it, and for some reason, I don't know if I thought they wouldn't work, or if I forgot. Let's see, which one is which? I've had had these for years, and they're great. They still work great. 52 in 1. Upside down. SMXD, SDMC, MS Pro, CFMD, and anyway, it'll take. It says 52 in 1. I don't know how it can, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different sizes slots. I know it'll do compact. The things that I have is compact flash, and well, here's one. The big. I think the little one's actually newer than the bigger one. That's what I was thinking. XD, SD, MMC, MS Pro, CFMD, Power. Maybe this is the older one because this is the older 64 megabyte compact flash. It was for a camera, and I've started playing with it. It was just big enough to put some small Linux distros on and stuff. I haven't, years ago when I think I was doing that before I even had any USB sticks. But what did I do with it? I knew if I laid it there, I'd lose it. There it is. I moved it. Probably to keep from losing it. I can't see nothing. Let's see. That's not it. That might be it. Let's see. You got to pay attention to look inside and see where the contacts are to know which way to put it in. And if you try to put it in the wrong kind with those little bitty pins, yeah, that fits in there. But I'm not sure which one is the one. And I've got some adapter cables and stuff in there. Which one is the one that works best with it? I think maybe either one of these will work. And I was thinking that the bigger one was the older one, but now I don't know. I think it is because, this is 68 in 1. Yeah, so I think the 52 in 1 is the older one. But I think it will, either one of them will take this regular SD card size. Yeah, that one will go in there. But so I'm going to say that this little one would be faster, although it's the one that reads the older compact flash card. Maybe that wasn't older at the time. I don't see a year on them or anything. Made in China, of course. But these are alright, and that's the thing. Everybody loves to hate China, but they're like everybody else always has been. They make some really crappy stuff, and they make some little bit better stuff. And, well, I've never seen anything they made that was just, like, fantastic and lasts for years and years and years, like the stuff I grew up with that was made in America. But there was plenty of crap, too. They used to say you get what you pay for. I never believed that, and I could prove it over and over and over again. You do not get what you pay for. And as a matter of fact, the more you pay, probably the more you get ripped off. You need to learn what it is, what it's made out of, what you need. Anyway, I do know that I think this one may fit in this other one, but it won't work. And that's why I always left it in there. I think it'll fit, but I don't want to overdo. This is the one with the tiny little pins that, yep, fits in both of them. But I left it in that one, I think, to tell me that That whole little board kind of moved when I plugged it in. I wonder if it's a little worse for the wear. I'm going to try the little one because, then again, I could have just stuck it in there. No, I know I had it in there for a reason. So to help me remember, because I will go around and around trying to figure out which one I should be using. And you don't want to just blindly stick them in there because the ones with the little pins, you'll bend them. And then if you plug it in, you may short out the little circuit board. That's what happened to. I've got a box, a computer, you know, a desktop computer box out in the garage that I worked on for somebody, and they decided they wanted me to build them a new one, and I did, and they gave me the old stuff. And once I got it home, I looked in there, and half of those pins were just bent touching each other. So no wonder the little card reader didn't work, and it didn't. After I straightened them out, it didn't help. It had been destroyed. So back to we'll do the split view. Okay, so oh, it's still in there. I unmounted it, but it's still in there. That USB stick. Okay, so it no longer has Fedora 29 on it. So I'm going to put Fedora 32 on here, the live version, and what I've figured out, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about it. If you so if you write it on the SD card in the USB adapter, it's going to write it a little bit. It's going to write it as a USB stick. The things that tells the system this is a USB, because USBs inside are just flash memory. You know, this is flash memory. USB is flash memory. So there's no difference in the actual physical memory other than size and brand and, you know, all that. And new, faster, slower, all that, newer, older. But if you write, I found out if you want it to boot in an SD card slot, then you need to write it in an SD card slot on some machine that has a regular SD card slot, and then you'll get into all. It may run, but it'll be buggy and the operating system won't run right. And then if you try to install from that, then you're really going to have a headache. Ask me how I know. So plug him in now. That's not formatted. Well, it may be formatted. It hasn't mounted yet, but it may be exFAT. Whatever they come as. I think they usually come as exFAT or X. No, it's X. X, the letter X, FAT. It's a Microsoft-owned system that they developed for SD cards. So it didn't mount. So I don't know if it's because the system doesn't recognize it, doesn't know how to mount exFAT, or if it's because it's absolutely not formatted at all. We'll get G parted. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue long enough to get this done, though. I really need a break. I don't think booting it to Fedora 32 will cure those fan woes. I think that maybe what I'm getting at is maybe I could get it installed on there and then find an app that could do that. Since I was able to set it to let the OS control it. You know. Okay, so yeah, that's my hard drive. Oh, it doesn't even see it. So if Gparty can't even see it, then I can't work on it. And that's my backup drive, and that's my other backup drive. Now, sometimes a different app will see it. Gparted, KDE Partition Manager. There's another one that I think I have on here. Let's see if it... Down for a break so bad, I think I'm just not gonna be able to continue. This one's not seeing it either. Fedora, Seagate expansion drive, Seagate expansion drive. Those are my backup drives. Fedora. It's got it divided up, but well, that looks like my operating system. What's this? They have SDA. Oh, okay. It's just dividing it up and showing every partition on the hard drive itself. Yeah, Lenovo i5 root, home root swap. And the other one just shows SDA 1, and then SDA 2 is the LVM. Inside of the LVM is where all the home root swap is at. So, and I think there's one more. I'll see if I can look right. Yeah, Blivet. I don't think it'll see it either. I'm not going to be able to do it though. Let's see. So now I hate to quit something when I'm right in the middle of it, but I'm going to have to. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, we've got the backup drives. See, what's that? Okay, same way, SDA, and then SDB, and then the LVM. Same. It's showing the same information as the other one. So I'm about to die here, so I'm going to have to quit and go. I'll have to figure out how to be able to see that. Oh, maybe if I use the other reader, probably all I need to do, but I can't continue. So I'm going to go, and I don't know if I'll come back today or, go ahead and eat and go to bed and come back tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.